Hey guys, today we're going to be going over episode 5, season 1 of Are You Sure? Of course, if you guys don't know what that is, I'm sure that you do. Just to recap, it's a series about Jimin and JK, and they're going all over the place and basically eating and having a lot of fun. So, all right, well, season 1, episode 5, let's just say episode 5. I gotta say that my opinion about V has changed. I don't want to say dramatically. I think that the editors, by the way, because those are the guys that can make something look like nothing and nothing look like a lot of something. So the editors, I think, did a really good job with V this time. He seemed to still a little in the background, but it looked like they were definitely getting along a little better. I did notice when they were that the first place that they go to was a Korean barbecue place. And I guess for me, I kind of felt bad for V because it's kind of obvious that he doesn't have the same relationship that Jimin has with JK. And I guess that can be said across the board. Like, everybody has a different relationship with everybody. But watching him kind of reminded me of some old friends I used to have, Todd and Scott. And it was the three of us. We were the Three Stooges, but those two guys spent more time with each other. And so there was just a lot of times where I felt like I was a third wheel because I really didn't have the same jokes. I didn't have the same inside stuff that these guys had developed. It kind of made me feel a little stupid sometimes, but oh well. Anyways, I kind of felt like, wow, I know how V feels. So this time around, though, he didn't seem very emotional or anything. He kind of chilled out a lot. And finally, we got to see him open up a little bit. There's a point where they start basically arguing about whether this certain dish was ham or pink pork. And Jimin just looked like he was losing the fight. But he gets extra saucy sometimes. Jimin, I feel, on purpose. I think he's an emotional guy and everything, but I think he likes to play the emotional thing. So like, if you even snap at him a little bit, and I understand it. I mean, either there's some trauma in his background where he does not like for people to mess around with him, to fool around with him like that, because I noticed that he doesn't really play like that. Or he's just doing it because, there's that thing that he has with JK about the age thing, and so he pulls it out of his pocket as a joke. So I didn't really think that that was a really big deal. But there was that argument, and for a second they were like, "Are these guys getting serious, Jimin?" Because he kind of gets up and walks out like, "I'm out of here." But you could see that the more, I guess, if it was real, you could see that the more agitated that Jimin got, the more antagonistic JK got, which was kind of funny. That's why I'm not going to say that I am JK biased. I'm going to say that I like JK a lot. I also like Jimin. V this time, I have a lot of respect for the dude. I get it. I understand that maybe he's a jokester and stuff like that. This show, as far as what they're editing and what they're letting everybody see, doesn't show him as that, doesn't portray him as to be the jokester. I mean, when they're in the pool and they're playing rock, paper, scissors, and then they have the gun and all that stuff is just really good fun. And it was good to see him open up like that. But he's still a serious dude. You know what I mean? He's still a little in the background and whatnot. So this time around, I think it was really cool to see that he opened up a little bit there and kind of hung in there, even though that I think there were some points where he may have felt it looked as if he was a little uncomfortable. The other thing was, being that it was always food driven, of course, there's a point when they go back to the house that I feel like JK is the kind of guy where if he's going to eat, everybody's going to eat. You know what I mean? Like, he's there to eat. If whoever's around, if he cares for you, you're going to eat too. So the fact that he cares a lot for the crew, and he made that beef stew, and they even show a clip when he was in Japan and he was eating that stuff. Man, that guy he sits down to eat, he's going to war. Like, it's serious business for JK. And this guy, I think he has 3 stomachs, because I've never seen somebody eat like that. But at the same time, I think it was really cool that he made food he's very conscious of other people around him, and he was conscious of his crew, and making food for them like that, I think was really, really cool. I mean, it looked as if he was trying to do that at the restaurant at one point, but then they all got up and left for some reason. So, again, show ends with these guys playing in the swimming pool. And, you know, again, like I've said, having a delightful, boring time. It was great watching these guys. I mean, I'm not going to, like I said, I don't say that it's delightfully boring in a bad way. I love it, because at night, when I got my glass of wine and my wife's next to me, we got the cats around and we're watching this show, it's a really, really good vibe. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So to me, delightfully boring, again, explain, great vibe. It pretty much ends, to me, I had to ask my wife if it was the season finale, because the way that they had them in interview mode, you know, they had them sitting next to each other, the three of them, and they just kind of started sharing their thoughts. It was cool to see that. And yes, we really like Jim, or for V to be here and everything. So I don't know if it was something that had come up where people may have, I know people on my thread have made, you know, comments about, you know, him being there. And then of course it just starts to go into shippers and solo stands. And by the way, shout out to my friend Kim in LA for bringing me up. She is a BTS Army. It just turned out that I have a really good friend who's in the BTS Army. And she kind of schooled me to what a shipper was and what a solo stand was, and just how negative and things can be. Also, what's happening with them and the New Jeans situation and hype and all that. And it's, wow, there is a lot of drama going on in the background. So anyway, circling back around, they were just really happy to see that he was there, and that was it. They ended the show, and there really wasn't any talk of where they were going to be going next. I hope that they actually go back to Seoul, Korea, but I don't think that's the point. I think they want to go on vacation. So we'll see if they may stay there in the town that they're in there, the island. I don't know. We're going to see next week in episode 6. So all in all, it was great. I thought V was again, recapping, he was a little more open, more personable. And yeah, man, really, really cool dude. And the other episodes, the editors just kind of painted him out to be like the third wheel. This time, I kind of feel still like he's the third wheel of those two, but they more appreciative towards him being there and him, you know, having fun with them and opening up. So yeah, man, V's a really good dude, man. And if anybody thought that I didn't like V, you guys are wrong. I do. I think he's a really cool dude. It's just that so far out of all of them, you know, I'm partial to JK, and I do like Jimin. So, but at the same time, I kind of like V's music, if that means anything, a little more than anybody else, because I like soul music. Okay, well, I think that does it for that roundup. Next week, we're going to be doing the episode 6, so we'll see exactly where these guys land, what kind of other food that we're going to be seeing these guys devour, and that's really about it. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here. If you guys haven't yet, please like and subscribe and put the notification bell on, just to let you know the next time I drop one of these videos. Talk to you soon. Peace.